welcome to the 9642 podcast. This is your host, Mr. Number 9.
And this is The Fool.
This is where me and The Fool give our
Unqualified and unrequested
ramblings on the various issues in the world of sport.
or something like that.
Hello. We are 2 minutes away from getting into the draft. And welcome everybody who's joining us. It seems we didn't get any expansion teams this draft, and everybody else is back from last year. As far as I know, there's only 2 of us drafting live, so no excuse for not getting good players and good position. Some technical issues, as I seem to be the only one talking, but that's fine. We will stick with me for now. Shall see who's I think if Maxit is not drafting live, he will pick JTT. I think he already got picked. Jack is probably awake. I believe Feelings is Faraz. He's probably watching at 2 a.m. their time.
Cool. Can you hear me now? Yes, look at that. Technical difficulties over.
Yay, can hear you now.
Excellent. Yes.
It's your pick.
Oh, it's my pick. Who am I grabbing?
On Diggs, wide receiver for the Bills.
Why not? Why not?
Who should I pick? I think this guy's gonna have a monster year. Aaron Jones for the Green Bay Packers. And the former Green Bay Packer, Devontae Adams. So
Back to me.
there we go.
Who do I want? A wide receiver. Which of these running backs near the top do I like?
Jack is just sent me a DM trying to encourage him to get on our.
Even though it's Detroit, I went DeAndre Swift because he's got Swift in the name.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Good reason to pick someone you like their name.
Oh, Jack is here. I think I can get him to speak even.
Good, get him in.
Yeah. Invite to speak. There we go. You can now join the stage, Mr. JackAttack. Once possibly you finished actually picking your draft.
Yes.
Oh, we have Twixt on Twitch chat, by the way.
Nice.
Hey Twixt.
Hello, Twixt. Thank you, as always, for watching.
Yeah.
And what do you think?
Okay.
So Elma's picking. Elma is Saba's cousin and Jack is her husband.
All right.
and
For me?
yeah,
Hey.
and we're going to, in theory, watch Oklahoma play the Sooners in
Ooh.
4 weeks' time. Is it, or
Wow.
is it 5 weeks' time?
Yes, welcome Jack into the actual stream. Like Denzel's drafting, and now Muskie.
Yeah, I convinced Maxit to actually draft.
Oh, nice.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes.
can hear you.
Welcome Jack.
Nice. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite NFL team, Jack? I don't think. I know you support the Sooners, of course, in college
Yeah.
football, but
Well, I mean, I'm hesitant to admit it, but Dallas Cowboys.
yeah, I figured from where you live that would
Nice.
be the team people support there. So you must, because I was wondering whether you liked the Commanders now that they changed their name and are totally not the same team as before. But if you're a Dallas fan, you can't switch to the Commanders. That would be, I think your parents might have disowned you.
Yeah, exactly. It's a tricky situation.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um,
It's like
how
a
do you?
former Sooner, Oklahoma Sooner here.
Yeah. How do you think the Sooners will go in that game against Texas? It'll be Arch Manning's first game against the Sooners.
That would be in another year from now.
Oh, is it in another year? Okay, I was wondering whether it was this year or next year that he gets to play. Me and Faraz were talking about that.
He's a senior in high school. He's going to be a senior in high school.
Right. But he's already signed. Pretty.
Yeah,
Well, I
he's
get to
he's
hear-
already signed in Texas.
Yeah. Alright, so.
Who do I want? Okay, we gotta go with my boy.
Who did you pick? Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Already picked a quarterback. Okay.
Well, he was getting close to the top of the list, so you know.
Alright, DJ Moore, and I think Kyle Pitts might as well get a good tight end right away.
That was the one I was also wanting. Thinking a tight end, he was top of the list.
I'm happy with that. Good wide receivers, great running back I think I got in Aaron Jones. As much as Faraz would hate that pick. You know, Faraz was good mates with Aaron Jones when he was in college, like when Aaron was in college.
Oh really? No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was asking Jack, but yeah, obviously you wouldn't know. But
No.
yeah, Faraz, my
Oh,
brother-in-law.
that's right. He's friends with Aaron
Right.
Jones.
I
It's great.
take Ezekiel Elliott because he's got cool hair and he's named Ezekiel.
Yes, Zeke Elliott. So Faraz used to live in El Paso, and Aaron Jones went to UTEP, University of El Paso, University of Texas, El Paso.
Oh nice.
So he went to a state school.
So is
Yeah,
this league? Is there points per reception in this league? I forget.
It's not points per reception; it's just pure yardage.
Okay.
Tell Tanya I said hi.
Hi.
Appreciate you both staying up.
Yeah. I actually noticed
2 a.m.
most people
Yeah,
seem
it's
to be
5
live
a.m.
drafting.
Yeah, yeah. The only person who wouldn't live draft is McSeat, and we convinced him. Or at least I convinced him.
Nice.
Still refuses to do any research or anything.
Who does research? I'm with him. Just pick someone that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little disappointed. Crackham, he seems to be live drafting, but he didn't come join the live stream. We've had him in past years, normally for the EPL live draft, but
Yeah. But timings are a
yes,
bit weird for him
they
in
are a
the
bit weird for
UK.
him.
But if our Americans can get up at
Exactly.
4 in the morning, I think, for you guys in DC.
Let's say he's live
So,
drafting.
5.
Yeah. 5. Okay, 5. It's still
5 in
bad, but
DC. 4 in Chicago.
Denzel.
Mm-hmm. Mike
Hey,
Williams.
I wonder who McSeat is gonna pick.
Ooh, it's 2 picks in a row.
He does.
Was it Terry got? I think that was the one that filled in.
Yeah. Terry McLaurin he took.
Yeah.
That I
AJ
was
Dillon.
AJ Dillon from
Green Bay.
the Green Bay Packers, who's probably gonna actually play as a running back.
Yeah.
Um, eh, um, so Tanya is thinking over her pick.
Yeah.
Are you? I wonder if she's messaging for us.
You just gotta take your Lamar Jackson and run.
We'll see if he's still available. I have a
I'll
feeling.
take your Lamar just for that comment.
Take Lamar. I wasn't gonna draft a QB yet.
Maybe Jack will take him.
No. I'm taking. Take Mahomes.
I mean, if I don't get Lamar, I can take Patrick Mahomes. I'm not gonna complain.
Hope
Who
the
did he
Eagles
take?
won't take Lamar.
He took my QB. Did that on purpose.
Possibly.
Nice. Who do I want?
Who's so who is there? Who's everybody in this league, or what are their names? Who's
You
this?
mean the players? Other than Fraz, who you know, this Adam is Hobby Point Sixers and I'm Hobby Point Niners. I will pick DK Metcalf because of course I will. And sure, why not? Patrick Mahomes. And so, yeah, he lives in our neighborhood. We've been doing this podcast since 2013, and we first met.
14.
Sorry, 2014, and we first met in 1999 in university.
Before the millennium.
Before the millennium. Not just before.
99. It was like
Yeah.
in like 2019. That's 20 years early.
Mm. Now, yeah, a bunch of players here are friends of my friend Maxit. Maxit, someone I knew from Brunei. He's exactly 12 years younger than me, because he's like my little brother's friend.
Ah.
And he shares a birthday with me exactly 12 years later.
Nice.
Yeah. So he's also a monkey, you know, the
Yeah.
star sign.
Monkeys are the
Like-
best.
And And so, yeah, he got a bunch of his friends who are into American football to join our league.
Really shows some of us up for
Yeah.
the lack of knowledge that I have completely.
Who's in my team? Let me have a quick look. Okay, Patrick Mahomes, Devontae Adams, DJ Moore. Ah, yeah. Aaron Jones, Kyle Pitts, DK Metcalf. Okay, so need a running back.
Teams are starting to fill out.
Yeah. Did Clyde Edwards-Helaire go to Oklahoma?
No, he went to LSU.
LSU. Okay. I don't know why I thought he was at Oklahoma.
Oh,
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs. No quarterback yet, Jack.
Yeah.
Alright. There's still plenty of good names.
Yeah, there is.
I mean, I picked Patrick Mahomes, but I should have probably taken Jalen.
Too bad.
Huh? Because Jalen Hurts will get at least 800 yards from rushing. And he's got weapons this season.
Yeah. It'll be fun to watch them.
Yeah.
The first football game Jack took me to, Jalen played. It's one of OU.
You went-
It's Jalen. College games. Jalen and C.
Okay, so you watched Oklahoma versus Bama, which I assume Bama won handily.
Was that bad? No.
No, because Jalen transferred to Oklahoma for his last year.
Oh, did he transfer to Oklahoma for his last year? Okay.
What
I did not know that.
Was it Texas?
No, he played in Oklahoma State.
That was fun. They were amazing. Like,
Yeah, that was cool.
I guess Juju's getting Patrick Mahomes to throw him bombs, so if I think the Chiefs are gonna be good, it's worth picking him.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a lot of wide receivers. Clearly, I believe in following the money. They're the ones getting paid this off-season, so I'm drafting as many of them as I can.
I see we've got a few more people on Twitch chat, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah. 0AX2, 420, FLTC001, Alexis the Nexus, Alexandra, Anna Banana 10, Commander Root, Lizzie Beth, Medicine Sun, Sophia Fox, and of course, old mate Twixt. Ever
Lovely.
present.
Thank you, all our watchers, especially
Yeah.
the Twixt.
Yeah.
We also went to uni with Twixt.
Yeah.
So
He could actually just be in live chat if he really wanted to and make fun of us, but he'll just lurk over there on Twitch. He'll be fine.
He has religious objections to being recorded,
Oh, you make a good point. He does.
so therefore he couldn't be in live chat.
No, we'd have to stop recording.
Yes.
Also, I see people are mostly auto drafting now, so we're getting some. I see there was a a couple of defensive have been picked already from the auto drafts.
Yeah. I mean, I'd pick a kicker at this point.
Oh, Muskie did as well. His auto draft managed to get him a kicker and a defense.
Nice.
Justin Tucker for kicker and the Green Bay defense.
Green Bay defense, not bad.
Yeah.
Matt
auto
Prater at the...
Auto picks are getting through kickers and defense now mostly.
Well, McPherson's gone. That's who we want, the money. You know that game we were watching live last season at
Yeah.
the AFC
Conference final, yeah.
conference final? Apparently, when he was out to make the kick, he was telling the coach, "Can you believe we're gonna go to the Super Bowl?" Before he kicked it.
Nice.
Harrison Butker, Robbie Gould, the old veteran.
That is your running backs. There's 1 tree.
Oh, another wide receiver there, Jack.
Yeah. Loading up.
Loading up.
Can't argue with that.
No. What am I up to?
It's very interesting. It's got 3 amazing running backs.
Ooh,
For us,
does he now? Yep, Derrick Henry, Najee Harris. Yep.
I got 2 wide receivers. 3 wide receivers, 3 running backs.
Yep. Ramondre Stevenson.
Andre is also at Oklahoma. He's a big guy.
Nice. Yeah, that's what you want from your RBs.
Yeah.
Alright.
Would it be to take another tight end?
Jacksonville will probably be good this year, right? So, Christian Kirk. Rashad Penny. Seattle's gonna suck. Their O-line sucks. Yeah, I'll go with Christian Kirk. And... by the same logic that they should be good, I'll take Amari Cooper. I think now I have enough wide receivers.
Yeah, we'll just see with Cooper. I don't know who's they're going to be throwing the ball at the beginning in Cleveland.
They're
With
gonna have
Deshaun
Jacoby
Watson.
Brissett, who's not terrible,
Hmm.
but yeah, I mean, once
Yeah, that
Deshaun
goes.
is available, it's gonna be the wide receivers are just gonna get numbers. So just
Got to wait it out.
wait it out. I mean, I think Trevor Lawrence is a good player because we saw flashes of him being good last season despite having a terrible coach.
Yeah, he could. He's going to be good.
And like Doug Peterson kind of is good with QBs. He lets them do what they want. If he can make Nick Foles win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Faraz's drafting order's been pretty interesting.
Yeah, he's picked a few running backs.
Yeah. I was just looking like it's all wide receivers and running backs obviously in his order. No tight ends, just the one QB, no tight ends, nothing else. Pick up those at the end, I guess.
I mean, whoever he's left with, you're not missing anybody you need to have. Like,
Yeah.
I think by the time he was picking the Titans, you need to have were gone.
Yeah. That was just it. That was just at the end, so just notice he's the one that's clearly actually had a draft order. Most others just given maybe tweaks on the draft order, but given they've got kickers and defense and everything's reasonably balanced,
Yeah,
much more standard order, obviously.
yeah. How many RBs do I have? I have 2. Damian Harris. Yeah. That's good enough. Inevitably, when 2 of them get injured, I'm gonna be like, no, what have I done?
No.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt.
Nice.
I don't know what to think about Atlanta. I rate Matty Ryan, but like, how good is the team gonna be?
Yeah, how good's Hunt gonna be? I mean, I thought he was gonna get traded.
Yeah. It's difficult to judge some teams. I think the Panthers will be pretty good with Baker, like the wide receivers, that is.
Let's go.
Are you talking about the
Baker.
running backs?
Kareem Hunt.
Or is Kareem Hunt going to be good? Oh, well, second half of the season, if you got that QB coming back, what's his name? The one who used to play for Houston?
Devonta Smith
What's it?
left.
Deshaun Watson, right? If he comes back second half of the season, whoever drafted Chubb,
Yeah, Chubb doesn't really need Deshaun Watson. Like, Chubb is gonna be good all year, as long as he doesn't get injured.
it's a split backfield, right? So Chubb's always going to be better, but
I thought Kareem Hunt was trying to get traded. There.
he's always a good value pick. Bench.
Right, I'll just pick another running back.
Why not?
And I'm gonna pick a... Darius Tony, is he questionable just because he wants to trade, or is he knee injury?
Knee injury.
That's that's a deal breaker. Knee injury.
Playing. I think he's playing. I looked him
Yeah,
up.
he probably
I
will
haven't
play. And if he leaves the Jets, he'll actually get good stats. So alright. I have a lot of wide receivers, so I don't need to worry too much about injuries in theory. There's knee injuries, and I'm gonna put air quotation marks knee injuries for football players this time of year who are trying to get a trade. I mean, like, why would you play if you want to get traded?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what his desires are.
One bench position left. Tight end or backup QB? Oof. I mean, you can just get a backup QB on that week if you need to.
That's how you're rolling. I thought I'd actually grab a backup QB. And grab Stafford.
You grabbed Stafford.
Yeah, he was still available.
You must have used a high-end pick on him, sort of. Was it like your 5th or 6th round?
No, I picked him just before.
Okay.
Like this last 2 picks. The first of the 2 picks, but I picked him there. They lasted a long time, so like I was still there. May as well have my backup now.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely worth a shot. I don't think the tight end I would like to pick would be there, so. And I think anybody else at tight end, I'm kind of like, meh. I already have 2 tight ends. To be fair, I don't need more than 1. Why am I even? Why am I thinking about this position so hard? Actually, I only have the 1 tight end. That would explain why.
Yeah, maybe you do need to think about that a little harder then.
Yeah. Because your QB, you probably only need like once, or twice a year, once a season for your bye week.
Yeah. The main week. I was also taking Stafford just so that maybe.
You don't have confidence in Josh Allen.
No,
thought he was your boy.
More that just didn't get picked up by anyone else. So, no, Allen's starting.
Yeah, he's gonna put up monster numbers.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if he wins MVP this year.
Let's hope.
I think everybody thinks it's his turn, quote unquote,
quote unquote,
to win. I mean, we can't let Aaron Rodgers get a 3-peat, can we?
That's pretty cool as well, really.
Yeah, don't say that to Faraz. I told you, right? So he got Aaron Jones, his friend, got him a signed Aaron Rodgers jersey, which said, "To the greatest Packers fan, Faraz," from Aaron. He burnt it.
Oh dear.
It would be like if you got a signed Thierry Henry jersey saying "To the greatest Gunners fan, Adam."
Yeah.
From Thierry.
Oh dear. Yes, yeah. I do understand.
Except you and I like Thierry Henry, we just don't like Arsenal, but like,
Yeah, I wouldn't actually burn it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Am I going kicker yet? Yeah, let it ride.
This is getting messy.
You see Matt's.
Minnesota.
Oh, that's Dalvin Cook's backup running back. He's a good pick. Dalvin Cook always gets hurt, so he always plays.
I will pick Hunter
He's
Henry.
a good handcuff. It's a good handcuff to have if you have Dalvin Cook. Even if not, you should pick him.
Alright, I have to either pick a defense or a kicker.
Yeah. What have we got left? Yeah, that's pretty good.
James Robinson starting this year?
Travis Etienne should get some
Probably Gould,
gold.
eh?
James Robinson might get gold lines. Like, he might get. So it's a bit of a risk and a gamble, but he might still get goal line yardage. As Travis Etienne would get taking.
Any bonus points in this leagues for scoring touchdowns? Other than
Really?
obviously other than QBs.
Did you change the rules, or that was always the case?
That was always the case.
Oh.
So position players don't get anything for scoring touchdowns. They only get it for yardage. So yards after carry, receiving yards, and rushing yards. Only QBs get points for scoring touchdowns.
Passing touchdowns.
Yeah, passing touchdowns. Yeah, not for rushing touchdowns or receiving touchdowns. Who's there? Indianapolis, New Orleans, LA, New England. Bunch of good defenses. Baltimore.
Yeah,
Can't
that's why I
believe
looked.
Baltimore is rated lower than KC. Maybe. KC does rush a lot. I think Baltimore's defense is actually better, but not at fantasy.
Yeah.
KC don't have the honey badger anymore, so that's interesting. Yeah, the worst defense is Seattle, Jacksonville, Houston, Detroit, Atlanta. Yep, perennially Atlanta. Every year. Indy have a pretty good team overall. Be interesting to see what Matty Ice does for that team. Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Matty Ice is at Indy, not at Atlanta. It's what's his name? Marcus Mariota.
Coming up to the final round.
Yeah. Also, like Baltimore special teams are better because defense includes special team stuff like kick return yardage.
Alright, yeah. Alright.
I think KC's kick returns are okay, but I think Baltimore, Sam Coach is still their punter. Oh, actually, no, they drafted a new punter. Oh yeah, maybe then.
Tico.
You just have one position to get a kicker.
Yeah.
And it's always the position I do the least research on.
So
I struggle with.
It's arguably the least and most important position in the game. Like, no team
I like his
wins
name.
with a bad kicker. Rodrigo Blankenship.
yeah, it's a cool name.
He's the sexiest kicker in the league.
See? Hey, look at him.
Who's the what?
Sexiest.
What?
Oh, sexist.
Yeah.
I'll tell Sabba.
You look at him and tell me he's not an attractive man.
I'll take
He's
a
like the
picture
Jimmy
of
G
him.
of kickers.
I'll take a picture of him and send it to your wife saying your husband thinks this guy's sexy.
And you're like, meh. Alright. Which defense am I taking first? Yeah.
One of the two Pennsylvania defenses. Clearly. Though Cleveland could be good. Because they've got Myles Garrett. Bunch
Yeah.
of decent players.
I think I'm just gonna go top of the list. Which is Cincinnati.
Philadelphia. You picking the Cincinnati defense?
It was top of the fan points list. And it's the Bengals.
Well, on my thing list, it was Philadelphia.
I sorry, it's sorted by fan expected points. Yeah.
Right. Rather than project.
Then
Okay.
by projected rank.
No, my favorite defensive players are still in Cleveland. I have to pick one player from Cleveland. I have to pick something from Cleveland.
Draft complete. There it is.
There we're done.
Yeah.
Quick draft.
Yay.
Yay, well done everyone.
Done
Congratulations.
everyone. Have they
We've-
given everybody a grade yet for the team?
No, I think that takes a little bit. Oh, that's the actual draft has to actually finish.
Oh wow! Faraz has already added someone to the watch list. So he's got a medal for it. Apparently, Tanya, you're the only one who's never won a medal in this league, or something.
Here.
Are you sure it was in Yahoo?
Yeah, it was in Yahoo. It said that it was one of the things like interesting facts, and it said Elma's the only person to have never won a medal.
Didn't I win last year? Who won last year?
Yeah, but you still didn't get like medals are not the same as winning.
Oh, really?
No,
What's
it
the
just means
medal?
like you did something that gets you an achievement, like in a video game.
Oh,
Oh, there's a bunch of players who haven't won any medals, so you're not the only one. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right. Best
won last
draft,
year?
Jack Randolph. Wow.
Wow.
I don't believe this. Does Jack have?
Where are you seeing that?
It says here, on my thing, it said best draft is Jack's team.
I disagree. I disagree with this completely.
Yeah, that's not the same as the I went and
Yeah,
still
it's,
the I'm still in the
on
draft
your-
room, and I went to the standings. They've
Yeah,
got me as the-
standings says Elma,
Does it?
platinum level. I got a bronze level as usual.
Okay, you're seeing something
Okay.
different to me.
That level is based on how many times you won the league and things like that.
Oh, right.
I really like this hobby point sixers team.
That's me. That's me.
You did a good job,
Yeah.
Josh.
He drafted based on whose names he liked.
And Josh Allen.
I like
And
your
Josh
first
Allen.
I like your first two players, Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen.
Yeah, I am a Buffalo Bills fan, so
Yeah,
Like
he's
a-
basically living and dying with the Buffalo Bills, who are probably gonna make the Super Bowl. So yeah, not bad.
I only went with 4 Bills players. It's better than last year.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I managed to sneak 5 or 6 last year.
That's not as bad as the year I snuck in like 5 or 6. What you call Tampa Bay players. Like, and sure, the Buccaneers won that year, the Super Bowl, but like, first half of the season, Tom Brady was doing stuff like forgetting he was on 4th down. And he like rushed for like 2 yards or something, and then he's like, "Oh, what? Are we on 4th?" And lost the game.
Hope the Eagles win doesn't have any Eagles player.
Yeah, he's brutal.
Mm.
He doesn't draft with any like sympathy or empathy for his team. Also, the Eagles. Actually, I think the Eagles are not bad. I'm surprised he took Lamar Jackson instead of Jalen Hurts.
Lamar's a better QB this year. Better
If he
ranking.
plays, there is a decent chance he's gonna sit out because of contract stuff.
Oh, okay.
Because he wants to sign a big contract and they don't want to give it to him. And if you were in his position, I would do what every commentator, like ex-athlete commentator, says, like, don't play, don't get injured, just don't play, And then when they start losing, they have to play you, and then pay you.
Back to sleep.
Yeah,
All
we
right,
might
guys.
crack guys.
Alright.
This was fun.
Was
Thanks,
fun.
guys.
It's my first podcast, so I don't know.
Yay!
Hey.
Bye. Thank
Well.
you so much for having us.
Yeah.
No problems. Thanks for being
Take
on.
care.
See you guys. Good draft.
Good night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good draft. Catch ya.
There we go. So
Yeah.
do we want to look at the first week's games and just what do we think's going to happen in the season?
Sure. Let me just This because you want to go through the drafts. Maybe we'll just do the games though.
We'll do the
I'll just
games.
yeah.
Just to
okay.
see. So you're gonna come up with against the LA Rams, defending champions. So it could be a rough start for you in the
Actually,
league.
let me get the games out.
It is on the homepage of Fantasy.
Yeah, no, I've got myself stuck in the draft room. That's all. You know, what am I getting out? Hey. Why have I got nothing to get out of the draft room? Oh, just go out of it's its own thing, that's why. Right. Oh yes, yeah. Week 1. Buffalo versus LA Rams, you're right.
Yeah. So it's not easy,
No.
unfortunately.
Not the best of starts, but easiest of starts, but it could be. I mean, it's going to be close either way, right? So. So it could be interesting. Say they've looks like Yahoo Sportsbook here has got it close. So basically, within 2.5 points, which is super close.
Yeah, I see that happening. I think LA have a few injuries, but I think first game at their I think it's at their home because I think the bottom team is the home team.
Yeah.
Because it's Buffalo at the Rams is how they do it in American sports.
Yeah. Plus the league I want. What's the next game?
Next game is New Orleans versus Atlanta, NFC South divisional game. I think New Orleans is probably going to win that. I think they've got a good team. I think Jameis Winston's going to go on a bit of a revenge tour this season. I think New Orleans is going to make the playoffs. So
Alright, yeah.
I think Atlanta is still rebuilding. Next we have San Francisco 49ers versus the Chicago Bears. I think the Bears are going to be very bad this season. Sorry for us. So I think Niners win that one.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh versus Cincinnati. Tough game to call. AFC North. AFC North divisional game. I think at the end, I think Cincinnati. There's not going to be a Super Bowl hang-up. They actually will have a O-line, so Joe Burrow will do Joe Burrow things, but even better than last year.
Yeah.
Question mark.
I think so. But yeah,
Philadelphia.
we'll have to see.
Yeah. Next up, Philadelphia Eagles versus the Detroit Lions. Yeah, I don't think the Lions will be as bad as they were in previous years, but that's not saying much because they're the only team to have lost. They're one of the few teams to have lost every game in a season before.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that the Philadelphia Eagles will make the playoffs too. They'll get one of the. They'll either top AFC, NFC. They'll probably top NFC East.
Okay.
In my opinion. So
Yeah.
I think Detroit are gonna lose that game.
Yeah.
New England versus Miami. I have no idea what New England are doing.
No.
They had two different offensive coordinators. I don't know
Alright.
why.
That is weird.
Calling different stuff, and they're trying them out apparently. And I'm like,
Is it?
and one of them used to be a defensive coordinator, so that's really weird.
That is weird.
So New England, I could see them starting slow in the season. I could see Miami winning because I think Tua's on a bit of a revenge tour, as Rick Eisen likes to say. Salty Tua is best Tua. He's got weapons. He's got the cheetah. So
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill.
Alright,
gonna-
yes.
Named. Now Baltimore versus Jets. All right, look, Ravens are gonna win.
Yeah.
Enough said. It doesn't matter even if Lamar Jackson doesn't play.
Yeah. I think you're right. Ravens are too strong there.
Yeah. Next up, we have the Jets are crap. Jacksonville versus Washington.
Yeah.
Tough to say. It's Washington will have Carson Wentz, who's a much better QB than Tyler Heineke, but Carson Wentz, and he's on a bit of a revenge tour as well. But I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be good. He's got some weapons. He's got a good coach this year, so I think Jacksonville wins that one. Just
Okay.
like that one. Cleveland versus Carolina. Baker Mayfield's revenge game. He goes back to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Cleveland will beat him, unfortunately, because I think Carolina, they're still a work in progress, and yeah, Cleveland that defense is too good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Next up, Indianapolis versus Houston. Yeah, Houston are still gonna suck, so Indianapolis. Win. Matty Ice will get his first win for the Colts. No worries. New York Giants versus Tennessee. Yeah, New York Giants suck just as much as the New York Jets do. Almost, maybe worse. Yeah, but Tennessee's gonna win easily.
Yeah.
Green Bay versus Minnesota. Now that's a game. Very, very close. I think Aaron Rodgers will probably sneak it in though. It's a regular. If it was playoffs, this is a game. This is the sort of game that would be banana peel for Aaron Rodgers if it was a playoff game. But it's a regular season game. He'll win.
Yeah, and the start of the regular season and everything. So.
Yeah. Kansas City versus Arizona. I'd love to watch this game live. I'm just watching amongst the two most exciting QBs in the league. But yeah, I think KC will win. Even though he doesn't have Tyreek Hill anymore, Patrick Mahomes is still Patrick Mahomes.
He is, yeah.
Like in the preseason, in his first game back, he got something monstrous, like 350 yards and 4 touchdowns, and people are like, oh yeah, it shows no regression, and like the comments were like, so the reporters are basically putting a headline, good QB, still good. You know?
Yeah.
And he's got a chip on his shoulder a bit. People have been saying that he's not that good a player. Like this is the thing. Pro Football Focus interviewed a bunch of defensive coordinators and offensive coordinators, and basically got them to anonymously say their thoughts, so they could say what they wanted. And there was a guy who literally said, "Yeah, he's not a top tier QB, and he plays street ball when too much." And I'm just like, okay, if Patrick Mahomes is not a top tier QB, there's literally no top tier QBs other than Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. Literally nobody else in the next generation.
It's a bit of a ridiculous thing to say, really.
Yeah.
But that's basically what you're saying.
This is standard stuff. He's a black quarterback, so people always have to find flaws in his games.
Yeah.
Las Vegas Raiders versus LA Chargers. Woof, that's another intense divisional game. I think the Raiders are good. I know Rich Eisen, my favorite NFL commentator, picked the Raiders to win the AFC West. I still think the Kansas City Chiefs are gonna win.
Mm.
I think the LA Chargers will finally return to the playoffs, though. I could see them, and yeah, I think they're gonna return to the playoffs. So yeah, I'll pick them to win against the Raiders first up.
Yeah.
Then we have Tampa Bay versus Dallas. Yeah, Tom Brady's gonna eat Dallas
Yeah.
for breakfast. There's breakfast, lunch, and brunch. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
there's no
He's going to bring a little
question about-
table out onto the field. He's going to have a little sit down and just yum 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 yum. Thank you.
Dallas has lost people in their line, people on defense, you know, weapons injured. I'm not confident they're gonna have a good season, unfortunately for them. Denver versus Seattle. Russell Wilson goes back to the Northwest, to the team that drafted him. Seattle's going through a rebuild. Russ will easily win that game.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So yeah, there we go. That's our first week. Could do a brief thing of how we think the season will go. Just- So AFC East, I'm guessing you're picking the Bills.
Yeah.
Obviously, everybody and their mother and father is picking the Bills for a good reason.
Yeah.
Do you think any teams from the AFC East are gonna get the wild card? I just think the AFC West teams and AFC North teams are too strong. Like, I don't see
yeah.
any of these teams doing better than the Ravens or the AFC North has Cincinnati Bengals and the Ravens. AFC West has the Chiefs, the Raiders, and the Chargers, and the Broncos. You know,
Yeah.
there's no bad QBs in that division either.
No. I think you're right. I don't see Yeah.
I mean, they might sneak in just because, you know, you have to play your division twice, so you might lose games against if you have a strong division.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
like I said, I think they're gonna get, like, unfortunately eaten alive by other
Yeah.
the other teams. AFC
you're right.
West, the toughest division to pick, but yeah,
Yeah.
I never bet against Patrick Mahomes.
No, neither. I'd say Chiefs to top that, but you're right. That is a super tough group, really.
Yeah, like
Yes,
Justin Herbert, Derek Carr, and Russell Wilson. Yeah, there's no everybody. If you're being very uncharitable, you can say maybe Derek Carr is the worst QB in that division, and he's at worst, he's an A- QB. So, you know, that's pretty good.
Still pretty good. Yes.
I think Derek Carr, what he lacks in numbers on the field, he makes up for with other leadership qualities. Because
Yeah.
the Raiders need a guy like him. He's the sensible guy in the crazy game. AFC North, I like the Ravens. I think they
too.
have an easier schedule than the Bengals this year because the Bengals obviously topped this division. Ravens came third. They have an easier schedule this year. So I think they'll come top, and I think Bengals come second, and they will qualify. I
Yeah.
think Chiefs followed by Chargers, and I will call it here. I think the Cleveland Browns will probably sneak in about 5 to 6 wins before the Deshaun Watson comes back for the 12th game, and he will take them to the playoffs.
Ooh. That is a big call.
I mean, he's a really good player. What can I
No,
say?
he is a really good player.
He's a shitty dude, but he can play. What's the game he's coming back to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's playing the Texans when he comes back. Whoa, and then he's got the Browns, the Ravens, the Saints, the Commanders, and the Steelers. Bunch of tough games.
Yeah.
He's never beaten Lamar at any level.
All right.
Like Lamar beat him in high school, in college as well.
Wow.
So, it's a revenge game there. And there's winnable games for the Browns before he comes back. So we'll
Yeah.
see how that goes. Um, I'm picking the Browns to sneak in a playoff position. AFC South, arguably the worst division in the AFC.
Yeah.
It's between the Titans and the Colts. I think the Jaguars will improve. They're not gonna make the playoffs though.
Mm.
I don't think the Colts are gonna make. It's hard to say. They have Matty Ice, but the Titans have a better luck. Titans will top this group. If the Browns don't get the third wild card, it'll be the Colts, I think.
All right. Yeah.
So that's the AFC. Anything you disagree with?
No, I'd have to agree with you. I mean, doesn't sound outside what I know. Not that I say the most knowledgeable on the American football, so
Fair
it all
enough.
sounds. The little I know lines up with what you're saying. So
NFC East, arguably the worst division in the NFC. Cowboys, Giants, Eagles, Commanders. Also the most decorated division in the league. They're the only division where every team's won a Super Bowl
right.
before. But yeah, I think Commanders and Giants are just bad. Cowboys unfortunately going to regress a bit because of injuries and people signing away and whatnot. So I think Eagles are easily going to win. I don't think the Cowboys are going to. They might, because the thing is, this division is even though Giants and Commanders are bad, I think this division you can't count out your divisional rivals. They might just win 1 or 2 games a year. It'll be against a divisional rival.
Yeah.
Especially the New York Giants. That's just basically what they do.
Yeah.
Is ruin the Cowboys' fun. NFC West, we have arguably the strongest division in this league.
Oh yeah.
Cardinals, Rams, 49ers, Seahawks. Oh, actually, yeah, the Seahawks are a bad team. They're probably tanking. But
They've
yeah,
still got 3 really
Cardinals,
good teams there.
3 really good teams. 49ers will have a new starting QB, so but they have a great team all around. But
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it. I think 3 teams here will make the playoffs. I think the Rams, 49ers, and Cardinals will make the playoffs, just like they did last year.
Yeah.
I think the rest of the NFC have regressed, unfortunately.
Yeah.
NFC North, it's between the Packers and the Vikings. I think the Lions and the Bears are not going to make the playoffs.
No.
I'm not betting against Aaron Rodgers, so yeah.
No.
Here you go. A-Rog. And yeah, so the Vikings will probably just miss out on a playoff spot, I think.
Ooh.
NFC South, Buccaneers, Saints, Panthers, and Falcons, because I think the Saints will make that playoff. I think the NFC South have 2 very good teams.
Yeah, no, fair.
And I don't know who's actually going to top that group, to be fair. But yeah, I'm not betting against Tom Brady, so
No.
I think he'll go win. Though he didn't top the group, he won his first year at the Bucks as a wild card. It's only been done 3 times in the league. Once by him, once by Aaron Rodgers, and once by the Ravens, 2012.
Yeah.
So yeah, very rare to
Very
win as a
rare.
wild card. It's almost as though you're not a good team, generally.
Generally, yeah.
But yeah, so that's how I see that coming out. I think if I have to pick now, I think we are gonna get a Cincinnati Bengals versus I don't know. It's so easy to just say Cincinnati Bengals and Rams again, but I think Cincinnati Bengals versus Tom Brady again in his last year,
Yeah.
and Joe Burrow will deny him a 8th Super Bowl. That's what I'll say.
I see.
I guess you predict the same, except with the Bills, and it's Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Denying him.
If I'm gonna pick, I think Brady's come back.
Nobody's betting against Tom Brady.
No. He retired, unretired. He's come back. Like it's just This is
I just love that he apparently didn't show up to all the preseason training, and he was like on vacation with his family in the Bahamas instead. And people were like, "Oh, he's not really interested," blah blah blah. And then in this first press conference, he's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna suddenly forget how to play football." And you're all like, "Yes."
it's like very cool.
He's like so much more likable since he's left the New England Patriots somehow. Like he just says more, relatable things. He just says everything worth thinking.
Yeah.
And because he's Tom Brady, nobody can say shit to him.
Yeah. You only got a C report card.
Yeah, I didn't think my team was that good. I mean, I drafted first round last, so
Yeah.
I don't think I got the best RB in the league. Like, at least last year I was fourth, so I was like, oh yeah, I got Derrick Henry, who was putting up monster numbers till he got injured.
Yeah. I managed to pick up a B report card.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where do you look at your report card?
It's on should be either on your one, in your team somewhere, but it's also in the league overview, just at the top there. Jack has the best one.
Oh, Jack has best team. B minus. Oh, John has the best team. A minus.
He got the best grade, but it says that Jack had the most projected season points based on weekly optimal starting lineups.
Nice. I mean, I got the same grade as Braz, so either he's regressed or I've improved. I'm sure I got a D last season.
I can't
Oh
remember,
no,
actually.
he got a C plus. I got a C.
Yeah,
Wow.
you're the same as Steven. C's get degrees though, so maybe it's good enough.
Get degrees, absolutely. That's the great thing about American sports. There's no relegation, right?
Yeah.
I was like listening to this really interesting athletic podcast about money in the Premier League and how it's now impacting the market. Like you have players who are literally leaving clubs, deciding to go to places like Nottingham Forest over playing for AC Milan.
Yeah.
Because Nottingham Forest can offer them more money and they get more exposure for their brand and
Yeah.
off-field monies at the Premier League.
Yeah.
Versus
Yeah.
being in the Champions League with Milan.
Yeah, as I say, the only thing they can't offer you is Champions League football.
Excuse me. Because, Milan, sure, they're in the Champions League, but realistically, you don't get the big payouts from the Champions League until you make the knockouts.
Yeah.
So merely just qualifying for the Champions League, unless you're a club like Sheriff, you're not making that much money. For Sheriff, yes, that's a huge
Yeah, that's a
difference.
big payday, yeah.
And it's interesting because if they make the Champions League have more money increase and get more money making rounds, it makes the other leagues other than the English league more of a gap, less competitive, because the usual suspects keep going into the Champions League and making money, whereas now for the English clubs, the money they get from the Premier League, it's like at the point now where it's like diminishing returns for money.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, you can only play 11 players. Like, sure, clubs like Manchester City can pay 100 million for a bench player, maybe,
Yeah.
or a player who'll only play 25 to 30 games a season. But most clubs aren't at that level, right?
Yeah.
And even like if you look outside the Premier League's top six, like even counting out clubs that are like let's just count out the top 6 plus Newcastle, West Ham, and Leicester, just for argument's sake, because those are the clubs that can attract players. They have, they've recently won stuff or have a big stadium or something, or rich owners, something
Yeah.
to get to attract players. Even clubs outside that level, as long as they can sustain their position in the Premier League, they are competing against. It's they're a more attractive. Even your relegation candidates potentially, like your Nottingham Forests and stuff,
Yeah.
are gonna attract because they know what they get. They know their next 3 years. Like Nottingham Forest know their next 4 seasons of money because they know what their parachute payments are, and they know should they get relegated and what they'll get for staying in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So they can plan out the next 4 years very carefully, like with assuming their worst case scenarios even. So everybody's going, oh, Nottingham Forest are taking a calculated risk. I'm like, maybe it's not that much of a risk. Like they've taken into account if we get relegated, they'll all have relegation clauses in their contract. I'm sure.
Yeah, 100%,
because it'd be stupid otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
And if they've planned it correctly, even if they get it's so worth it because every season they stay there, they just open up their safety net. More and more. And Nottingham Forest, I think, for whatever reason, can sustain spending a bit more than a club like Leeds. I think Nottingham Forest have a bigger stadium, and Nottingham generally is a bigger town, and the area around it. And they probably have a bit more fans because they've won the European Cup twice and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's a real interesting look at the because they were saying. For example, obviously the Premier League is in English, because the Premier League's big thing is it's made more money from international rights, not from its home rights.
Yeah.
And the biggest international market that they grew is America, the USA.
All right. Yes.
Because Asia was already there.
Yeah.
Europeans had kind of caught up in Asia, so and they said, to be fair, La Liga has done pretty well internationally in places like Asia and in the Latin-speaking world.
Oh, okay,
In Latin America and all these places. Latin language-speaking world, I should say, rather than Latin-speaking world. But if you, the English clubs haven't done badly in those regions, and obviously America as an economy and has more people than any of those countries in Latin America. And if you think of America, Canada combined, it's almost it's almost equal in numbers.
Yeah.
Like the Spanish-speaking America versus USA and Canada put together.
Yes. Yeah. I know what you mean.
We're putting Brazil to one side because I don't think Brazilians necessarily care about Spanish La Liga as much, but they might. And even if you add Brazil, it's still, comparable.
Yes, still comparable.
It's not that much less because Mexico, Brazil, that's a lot of people, but all the other countries don't have that many.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And I think the USA is on 300 million, right? So Brazil and Mexico together add up to that.
Yeah.
So it was a really interesting to think of way they said it. And one of the things is those other leagues, the culture hasn't. The way the sports work, like American sports leagues, it's designed so that you have different winners every year, and it always feels like there's potentially, there's a conflict. There's Jeopardy in the games. Things are gonna happen.
Yeah.
Whereas, none of us expect Bayern Munich not to win Bundesliga, for example.
Yeah.
And Bayern Munich are the second most, at the moment, the second most commercially successful league in Europe. Because they've overtaken La Liga. And in La Liga, it's even worse because of the way, Barcelona and Real Madrid have their own TV rights.
Yeah.
And, Real Madrid, Barcelona, almost have to either renegotiate their league so that it's more competitive, so they win less, and the product becomes more exciting to watch, or they have to combine with other big clubs on the continent and form a league to compete with the Premier League. So we're back to Super Leagues. It's like, I just when they said it, like, we're just gonna get Super League, aren't we? And they're all like, yeah, probably at some point. Like,
some point,
the
yeah.
English clubs have now officially gone, we can't and we won't, and they probably won't until the rest of the leagues form.
Yeah, yeah.
And it'll kind of be like the government might have to step in and like, but in the UK, the government has said they are willing to step in, and even
Okay.
then, like, who would get more money? That the other league with no English clubs, and the Premier League. It's a
Mm.
tough choice,
It is
right?
a tough choice. Yeah, like that'll be pretty close. I would think.
Yeah, and I mean, it's one thing for, like, Saguna Park to fill up when Borussia Dortmund play Real Madrid in a European night. Sure, that's like a big thing because it might happen once every 10 years, and
Yeah.
it happens in Europe. It's a special occasion. If you're in the same league, I don't know how much BVB will care about playing Real Madrid if they play them twice a year and they come every year.
Yeah, it's a good point.
They're not going to be a rival. Like, Borussia Dortmund are still going to think Schalke, Bayern, these are their rivals, right? Cologne.
Yeah.
And, like, that's assuming that these German clubs are even going to be allowed to join. And Germany's probably also got a thing where, the fans will just stop it. Fans are like, because, like, Seb Stafford Blow said, like, most German fans like me who are members of their clubs and, like, actually control what the clubs do are like, we're fine with it. We don't care if Bayern Munich win all the time.
Yeah.
We play, we like to go to the club. We like that going to the stadium's affordable, and we can watch our teams play, and they play a style that we like.
Yeah. The fans are getting what they want.
The fans are getting what they want. Just other than it's not perfect, but they're like, yeah, sure, it'd be nice if it was competitive at the top, but can't get everything. They're like, it can't be perfect. We'd rather have this than what we can't have what the Premier League has. It's just fundamentally impossible, and keep our 50+1 and these fan stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, they'd love to have a Premier League, like all that money, Big Six and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, you can't have that with Bundesliga. It's the things that make Bundesliga special.
Yeah.
And your Italian, like, the Italian league is probably the most exciting league, to be fair, even though it's a big three, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Compared to a big six, realistically, you and I are going to be shocked, really shocked, if a team other than Manchester City or Liverpool win this year.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because probably that means Arsenal won
Yeah, it probably
this
means
year.
Arsenal. Yeah. Means
And
Arsenal
we would be
continues.
shocked. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would shock us, legitimately shock us. So that being, despite there being a quote-unquote Big Six in England, a lot of that's marketing, right? Realistically, it's two clubs that are going to win, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, Chelsea's the little horse, as Mourinho would say. Usually in every season in the Abramovich era, but we don't know what Chelsea's like in the Todd Bowler era.
Yeah, so far very little horse.
Yeah. And I think, though, to be fair, they've done okay in the end.
Yeah.
Given what they were up against.
Yeah. The results haven't been the best.
You can't blame Todd Bowler for that. Like,
No,
he's
no.
basically gone, I'm supporting the manager, this is what he wants, I'm giving him what he wants.
Yeah. That is pretty much it.
Well, you can probably, you can blame a lot of things on a lot of people. That's probably not fair to blame on him.
No, I'm not going. I don't think I can blame on him. I was just I know, it was more of a general gripe at Chelsea in general than any specific part of them.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Barcelona played that very well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have to do a window talk. Probably next week, huh? Looking at the transfers.
Yeah. We'll have to do a few over the next couple of weeks. Do a few filler episodes or episodes that can be done while you're away.
Yeah.
It's only a few weeks, so it's not so bad.
Yeah. Assuming they let me back into the country.
Assuming you're allowed back in the country.
And so far, they've always have, but yeah,
You never know.
you never know. Certain things might come back to haunt. I mean, I've spoken too much now. But yeah, exactly a week from now, we will open up with our Friday night game, Rams versus Bills. I am super looking forward to it. It should be a cracker.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's all we have time for today. Thank you to everybody who drafted in the league. Thanks to Jack and Tanya for coming on and speaking to us about their thoughts, and
Thanks to Twitch
everybody
chat.
else who watched on Twitch chat as
Yeah.
well.
Thanks to all you guys listening in. It's really great.
And we look forward to seeing you next time.
Yes. Catch you next time.
Well, that is the end. Thanks for listening all the way through.
If you liked what you heard, we have even more. Find 642 Discord and a Buy Me a Coffee.
Pretty sure it's Buy Me a Beer.
Oh yeah, buy me a beer on buymeacoffee.com.
In both these places, you can talk to us, and we may even listen, especially if you do buy a said beer or coffee. I might still be confused.
Yes, we're easily bribed. All links are in the show notes below.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
This is on YouTube.